Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Boisterous, and I am actually back from the dead finally, and I'm here to bring you some Silver League sexiness out of the map Daybreak LE. Spying down here in the bottom left-hand corner, we do have Jag as the red Terran, and up here in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent, there we go, Troll as the blue Terran. So we are going to have a TVT on this most glorious map of Daybreak, and I feel like I owe you guys a real quick explanation as to why I haven't been commentating for like 2 weeks. And the answer is, this Panda Dude on the side, of course, and Borderlands 2, because both of those games are way too addictive, and I've spent way too much time on them recently. However, I'm back, and I'm going to start uploading regularly again. I swear to God, I'm back. And I'm back in New York groove, even though I live in Massachusetts. That's okay. That's alright. It's all semantics once you get into the Northeast region. We do have both of our players going for reasonably standard builds, so I feel like really quick just telling everyone that Mr. Pandaria is pretty awesome, and yeah, that's why it's too awesome. That's why I have not commentated a game in a long time. It's a really fun game, and WoW Crack has managed to draw me back in, which isn't healthy for my teeth. The WoW Crack pipe actually does a lot of bad damage to the tooth region. However, it'll heal. I think it hasn't healed yet, because I recovered for a little bit at the end of Cataclysm, but it hasn't healed. But it'll be back, I'm sure. They always say it'll be back. It's fine. I'm not too worried. We have Troll actually going for a 2 racks at this point in time, which is a fairly aggressive build, especially in a TVT on a map like Daybreak. I would be expecting a lot of players to go for some sort of fast expand on a map like this, just because the map rush distance is freaking huge, so by the time you push with any amount of Marines ever, your opponent probably already has siege tanks up, which Marines do not do good when it comes to being shelled. They actually are kind of pussies when it comes to that. It's pretty rough. And we have Jag now going for his orbital commands. Troll still not yet starting his. That's okay. He's building another SCV. He doesn't want to cut any sort of worker production to build something that he needs to get worker production for. But that is perfectly fine. The orbital commands now finishing for Jag. Is it starting for Troll yet? Troll. It's C, I do believe. I think C is the macro, and there we go. Looks like Troll has managed to trap an SCV on the other side of the wall, but that will be able to be dealt with later. We have Jag starting to harvest from his refinery, along with Troll here. Jag, of course, having far more gas, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see a reasonably fast factory here, even though that's kind of against the norm. But there is the factory. Yeah, this is a very fast factory, and honestly, if he drops a refinery, I could definitely see him going for some level of 1-1-1 or even Banshee Rush build. Those are quite effective against almost any race. They're obviously not as good as they used to be, like against Protoss players before anybody freaking knew how to deal with it, but they're still pretty nice. It looks like Troll's going to be going for a primarily marine heavy build. I wouldn't be surprised to see this tech lab just used to research combat. Oh, whoa, he's getting concussive shells against a Terran player. Interesting. All right, so he actually is going to be getting Marauders, as we can see. That what's it called? Backwater mining station. Or Brokeback Mining Station. Yeah, that's it. My favorite movie title ever. It should be coming up on the scroll soon. I don't see any, which is very depressing. However, we have concussive shells now just reaching 40 seconds. Did they? Where? I think they changed the scroll. I think they took out the movie titles. This is a crime. What? It just says one thing now. Oh, maybe. Oh, dude, the Centauri City Stardust just got scrapped in the Uber Bowl CLX. I think that's like 160. All right, yeah, I think they actually scrapped the movie titles, which is a crime against humanity, Blizzard. What the hell? They weren't that bad. They were awesome, in fact. This is insulting. This is actually insulting. I can't believe that. Looks like we have the push from Troll now coming out. However, we do have medevacs starting to be pumped out for Jag here. He just does not have that big of an army. These Hellions will be surprisingly effective against things like the Marines, especially with the medevac cover. However, the medevac cover is still going to be a little bit of risky business. I'm not sure how he plans on defending this, because Troll, this is a reasonably formidable force. I mean, Jag does have a fairly good defensive force, and he of course does have the defender's advantage. However, until these siege tanks start popping out, that defender's advantage isn't going to mean overly too much. The Hellions being in position, that's definitely going to be quite important. However, we do have the push now coming up. These Hellions are going to get one Marine down. However, honestly, that's not a huge amount of damage for their cost. It looks like we have a lot of stuff starting to die for our red Terran player. However, this ramp is definitely saving him right now. Nothing can actually even get the sight to shoot. And here comes the pickoff from Jag, and it looks like Troll might just be getting cleaned up. He did a reasonable amount of damage for the cost of his units. However, he did not manage to snipe off any Marauders, which are easily the most expensive unit in this army. And it looks like another few units are going to be going down for Troll here, and that is quite annoying. Jag managing to pick off quite a few units. I think he only lost like one Marauder in the end there, and those are the only units in his entire army that require gas. It looks like siege tanks are now coming in here with their siege tanky upgrade, so I could see some form of drop happening right now, and Troll does not have a whole lot to defend against it. We see both of our players still sitting on one base, quite standard for this level of play. Nobody has even started a command center yet, but here comes one going down for Jag. Pretty nice timing, and actually for both players essentially starting their command centers at the exact same time, which is kind of cool. That's fairly well done. Looks like Medevac is coming in, but it is going to be spotted very rapidly by this missile turret, and it looks like Medevac is going to go down. So this small platoon from Jag is going to be completely trapped in the main base of their opponents. This is horrible for them. It looks like they're going to snipe off quite a few SCVs. I don't know quite why he sent in the SCV support to try to kill the siege tank, because siege tanks actually do a reasonable amount of damage to SCVs, and we see in the workers kill tab that there wasn't a huge amount killed, but it's still reasonably significant. Anyway, we do have the Raven being pumped out from Jag right now. Very interesting to see this Raven guy come into play, considering the fact that the only thing I think it affects from Troll's army is the Marauder. I'm not sure. Do Marines have projectiles? I think they actually, I don't think they actually have projectiles. I think the bullets are kind of just instant damage. But I could be completely wrong about that. I'm pretty sure that the Raven does not counter Marine bullets, though, because that would be very, very strong against Terran players, and I could not see a reason why Terran players wouldn't just use that in every TVT ever if it countered Marine damage, because that would just be ridiculous. So we do have Troll with a much stronger force than Jag right now. Jag sitting on 4 Marauders, a Siege Tank, and a Raven. This fight might not go as well as he wants it to. It looks like he is now siege up. Siege up. Jag. Alright, Jag's just going to be running away. That's a perfectly acceptable strategy. I mean, sieging up probably would have worked a little bit better in his favor. However, you know what? Screw it. Just run away. Or go in for another fight. I'm not sure if going in for another fight is actually the right decision here. It looks like we have a couple more bracks being completed for Jag in a very interesting, almost not Pinocchio, but whatever that artist's name is, his name pattern on the side of his base. And it looks like the siege tank from Troll is now getting warmed up, and it's right inside the range of it. He's losing so many Marauders, but the siege tank does go down, and it looks like the army control is going to be marching in here. A lot of Marines getting shelled right there. I'm not quite sure why this point defense drone is so close. However, it looks like this mule is getting dropped down to heal the the Raven's a little bit damaged. I didn't notice that the Raven was damaged. I thought he was just being a fool, but that's perfectly A-okay. It looks like the second siege tank is now getting sieged up, and it's a little bit sketchy. He should use his Raven to get some view position on that, because honestly, these Marines won't be able to snipe that off. Maybe even his Medevac. His Medevac's a pretty fast unit, and here we go. Yep. You don't want to charge in with your army. Just use your Raven and your Medevac. That's usually the better way to do it. It looks like this point defense drone is actually being extremely effective in preventing any sort of damage from going down onto this force. And oh my god, we see Jag actually cleaning it up. So many siege tanks dying in a burst of flame, and this one siege tank is an absolute hero champion from Jag. He hasn't even sent any reinforcements across the army. It looks like everything dies though. So that's kind of the expected end to this, and we see Jag with an extreme macro disadvantage, actually going up to like 2,600 minerals when he should be extremely far ahead, and he's just If we look at the unit tab, he's just not. The only thing he has is 3 Marauders to 14 Marines and 1 Marauder, and the siege tank count is equal, which is really not what you want at this stage of the TBT. You want either an extreme bio advantage or you want an extreme mech advantage. Either one will really even out the other one. The bio advantage most players will prefer because they're faster units, they're speedier, they're better. But you just need one of those advantages because mech play can be extremely territorial. You can dominate the map slowly and creep up and just take out expansions just very, very slowly and just prevent your opponent from going anywhere or doing anything. If you have the right composition of Vikings and siege tanks and Thors, whereas with bioplay you can just drop and snipe off bases and pick off bases and pick off that base and that base and this base and that base, and if you don't have either of those advantages, you really can't do anything. You kind of just get pinned back and die. However, it looks like Jag is now starting up more factories, so it looks like he's going to be diving headfirst into that sort of tech advantage, or mech advantage, excuse me. But I'm not sure if he's going to completely manage to pull it off, because Troll's getting an armory, and I do not yet see an armory out of Jag. No, it would not appear that there is one. You should probably build an armory. Those things are pretty nice when it comes to getting upgrades for your mech units. Both of these players are actually pretty safe enough to build a third base as well. There haven't been really any massive engagements for a little bit on this board, and I think it would be nice. It would be nice to see third out of both of these players because they could use the economy. If we just look at their gas counts, they're both relatively low, and I'm not sure if you can actually support 3 siege tanks worth of building on 2 bases, especially if you're trying to keep up with constant Marauder production. And he is going for really, really heavy Marauder numbers. All he has is tech labs at this point. Whew, that's strong. It looks like we finally have another 2 tech labs coming down for... Oh my god, all he has is tech labs in the base? Oh no, there's 1 reactor. This is going to be the 1 reactor. And why is he building so many starports? I think he thinks that building starports reduces his mineral count, but it really doesn't. It actually just limits the amount of gas you have, and you need gas if you're going for tank Marauder. That's a pretty gas-heavy composition. Marauders are 25 minerals apiece. Tanks are like 125 minerals apiece. It's fairly ridiculous, and you really can't afford to go for 4 medevacs, nor do you really need to go for 4 medevac production at a time. Really, just having these Ravens might be enough to cover the Marauders and the siege tanks. Ravens are very, very good units. It looks like we finally have the army coming up for Jag. There it is. And it looks like he's at +1/+0 for his bio, it's a pretty nice upgrade. However, Troll's at +1/+1, working on +1/+2, which is going to be fairly nice for him in the future. And it looks like this command center is going to be just about to be finishing up for Jag. The command center for Troll will be active a little bit faster just because it was built at the 3rd base, because Troll has big brass balls. And I respect that quite a bit, Troll. Nice job. Keep your work going. It's pretty sweet. It looks like the siege tanks are now pouring out for Troll. He's up to 4. So both of these players with relatively low siege tank counts, especially if you consider the fact that one of them has multiple siege tank factories. And it looks like these Marines are coming in to start sniping stuff off. However, they go for the engineering bay, which isn't really the most effective thing. They now are going for the armory. And it looks like the army of Jag is just now reacting. He has already lost so much, and honestly, these Marines can just pick up and run away at any point. It no longer matters to them. But it looks like they're willing to fight until the last man, and they actually don't care. But they do manage to snipe off a Raven, which essentially makes their sacrifice and the sacrifice of this medevac completely cost efficient, because Ravens cost a ton to produce, an absolute ton. I think it's like 200 gold, 200 gas, 100 minerals. That's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you definitely end up gas positive, and you end up minerals not neutral, but you're doing okay. You're doing okay, especially if you snipe off the engineering bay and the armory, because that's really just an annoyance to your opponent. It looks like plenty of shellings are going down here, and the army from Troll is now finally moving out. This is a big bioforce. Has he left his tanks at home? Oh my god, why is he leaving his tanks at home? Those tanks are very, very important units. It looks like he is going to be going for the snipe of the 3rd base, and I think that with this size of an army along with Stimpack, he should be absolutely confident in getting that snipe. And here he comes. Well, it's running away. It's running away. He even has Vikings. What? Why does he have Vikings? His opponent's going Ravens. Those Vikings are like useless. Oh well. It looks like the 3rd base is now falling. However, this Marine force is already getting shelled by the siege tanks on the high ground, so they are going to be forced to back off. However, Troll is kind of just taking, advantages all over the place. He's been sniping out expansions. He's been taking down engineering bays, armories. It's just so annoying, and I don't know why he's building his armory in the exact same place. He should be building it somewhere else where it's harder to get sniped. It looks like JAG now has a reasonable amount of siege tanks finally, considering the fact of how many factories he has. He has 3 almost constantly producing these siege tanks. But here comes the siege up, and we are going to see one of the biggest shellings in history. Oh! So many Marauders and Marines, and not a single siege tank goes down. This siege tank was close, and he said he did not give a shit. And then he just fought through it, because he is a mad boss mode Terran player. It looks like Troll's landing his Vikings. He's going to be going for the snipe on the siege tank, but it is not at all effective, as everything does die. It looks like we have the drop of the medevacs. Ooh, the drop of the medevacs. Oh, the Vikings coming in from the right side, absolutely destroying these medevacs. But it looks like he's going to leave one alive. Sleda, his opponent, has a little bit of a chance at recovery. All these medevacs should not be flying where they're flying. I do not know why his army is moving over to that side. He should probably just lift up into the medevacs at this point and land them in the main base. That'd be far more. Oh no, where is he going? Oh no, run. Oh god. Okay, well he just lost his 2 most expensive flyers. But that is, that's bad. I won't lie to you guys, that's bad for JAG. And Troll, he hasn't even started mining at his 3rd base, really, and he should probably ferry some of these workers down, maybe even fully saturate this gas. I hear fully saturated gas is pretty... He hasn't been mining from this gas the entire game. He's had, like, no workers in it the entire time, because it starts at 1,500, and he's only mined out, like, 78 or 68 resources from it. That's kind of ridiculously low. It looks like the 4th base from JAG is now coming up. However, is the snipe crew going to come in? Indeed it is, and this, the command center, is surely going to fall. Not even a cancel for JAG, which is extremely painful to have to deal with. It looks like the 3rd base is also going to get sniped off again, and it does get canceled. And even the 5th base is going to be going down for JAG, which is just bothersome at a certain point. Like, it doesn't even have the pain anymore. It bothers you deep down somewhere. You just get a little bit angry, a little bit ticked off. And you know, JAG is probably feeling that at this point. He does have the extreme tank advantage yet again. He is up to 8 tanks versus his opponent's current none, I do believe. Actually, no, there are 3 still sitting at the front that have not moved in quite a while. These tanks are quite content with defending their front that has never been attacked. Actually, whoa, he has the same amount of tanks as his opponent. He just hasn't used them the entire game. He's actually producing 2 at a time, and his opponent isn't even producing that many. Even though he could, he does have the gas to pull it off. I don't know why he's not producing that many. But that's his issue, and he'll deal with it, I'm sure. It looks like the man centers are now coming up in the flocks by JAG. However, honestly, they're probably just going to get sniped again, because that's kind of what has been happening all game. It looks like this medevac is now coming down to the main base of JAG by Troll, and it's going to be a little bit sketchy. Let's follow this thing. What's it gonna do? What's it gonna do when it comes for you? Is it gonna go for the snipe on the 3rd base? Maybe. Maybe it's... Where's it going? Okay, it's going to check for the 3rd base, and then it's going to cruise on into the main base and cause some havoc. Either that, or it's probably just going to drop at the 3rd base, because, you know, it can kill off a free command center and get it quite easily. So this medevac silently cruising in, a little bit awkward seeing that command center and then not deciding to go for it. However, it looks like he has the big dollar signs in his eyes. He really wants to kill off that armory. Ooh. Oh, D is on load. D is on load all. Troll, D is on load all. Okay, it looks like he's dealing with the snipe crew first. He doesn't want to unload yet. There's medevac, fucking crouching tiger up in here, but that's okay. Looks like a couple of Marines are going to be doing as much damage to this command center as possible. A lot of Marauders are causing a lot of damage to nothing, just running around on the ground a little bit with their stim packs. And there comes in the drop from Troll in the main base. Lots of armories going down. It looks like the repair is going to be coming down on the command center. However, honestly, this group could snipe off all those SCVs and then snipe down the command center. There's a little bit of engagement happening here as everything kind of just gets cleaned up by JAG. And it looks like he's going to be flying into the main base, trying to prevent as much damage as possible. Most of that damage has already been done with the command center just getting sniped off. This one probably going to burn to the ground at this rate in this game. The main base, it does not go down. It looks like it is getting repaired. A medevac goes down. This is actually quite annoying for Troll. His army supply is still reasonably higher than his opponent's, but it's just getting kind of sniped off at this point. The only thing that he really has that's advantageous is the third base with the fourth base. You're thinking about it? He's thinking about the fourth base, and that's what really matters, let's be honest here. Looks like Jag is going to be landing at that third base position. He's going to be taking it again, and it's a little bit sketchy. Because he does not have any minerals at all. He actually has like 0 income at this point. Let's just look at income. Which one is income? I don't know which income it is. So we'll just, oh, there it is. All right, he has 0 mineral income at this point. He only has 160 gas income, despite his almost 40 harvesters. It's a bit silvery. Actually, that's extremely silvery. That's basically what I would expect from this league. But that's a-okay. He can learn. He'll learn from this video, and then he'll deal with it. It looks like Troll is now positioning himself quite well to take out his fourth base, and this is a lot of siege tanks. I'm not sure, they're not good at killing things in the air, but if that command center was on the ground, it would be absolutely effed. And it looks like Jag is now moving in with his main force. However, it's going to be sketchy. He really can't move into the siege tank line. He can move in a little bit, but even then, these Vikings will be able to provide him with, complete and utter vision. And it looks like we have the move in from the army with Troll, and he's getting killed a lot by that siege tank. So this entire force is going to be absolutely wrecked. However, honestly, he still has a lot of siege tanks right here, and this is an impending disaster waiting to happen that Jag really needs to deal with really soon, or he's just going to die. And it looks like Jag is putting all of his eggs in one basket. He is moving for the complete counterattack at this point. Oh, okay, he was thinking about it, but now he's kind of setting back. He's going halfway. He's going to the Zelnaga. And halfway is okay. Halfway is okay. But I'm not sure. Is he going to extend out a little bit more? No, he's just going to stay at the Zelnaga, where he actually effectively defends nothing, as his fourth base is probably going to get rocked by this small bioforce being sent up by Troll. And it looks like this giant death ball from Jag is it's not doing anything for him. It has not actually stricken any sort of damage onto his opponent, other than the mental damage of knowing that there's a giant army in the middle of the map, which I don't think is bothering Troll that much. And oh my god, the SCVs get pulled back. So he's okay. It's alright. It looks like this one Viking has managed to just chip away at this command center until it dies. And there is the run-by from Jag. Oh no, Jag. Oh, actually, those secret missiles did a lot of damage, but Jag still lost a whole lot for a whole lot of nothing, which is a bit painful. Those secret missiles, of course, being extremely cost-effective, just not quite cost-effective enough. I don't know why he has all these SCVs with his army. He should probably pull them off and, repair this command center. The last command center he has really on the map that's doing anything effective. I hear repairing those is pretty nice. He has so many Ravens. How many Ravens does he have? He has 3 here. He has 4 there. He has 7 Ravens on the map right now. I don't even know why you would need that many Ravens. It looks like all these SCVs are quite unfortunate, but they are actually quite fortunate. They just ducked through the entire siege tank force that is now going to be setting up at the Zelnaga watchtower, so it will be able to see its entire surrounding area of tankiness. And oh my god, this is just going to be an absolute unique grinder for our Red Terran player. I don't know why he's sending units in. He should just be using Sexiness to destroy these tanks. Wow, that was rough. It's hard to watch something like that. And we see that this is when you don't use sentry turrets versus tanks. As it turns out, they just die. I think most people already knew that, but I was just letting you know even more that sentry turrets kind of suck in general. Seeker missile, definitely a better way to deal with them. More cost effective in every way possible. It looks like the siege tank movement is coming again, but those Marines are going to get absolutely destroyed. And here come the Seeker missiles, finally going to blow up 3 tanks, maybe a couple more. But it looks like the Bioforce is going to walk into the base completely unimpeded. And that's going to be pretty much GG for Jag, as there was another drop. That drop? Oh, missile turret killed me in the back, okay. There was another drop in the back of the base, as only 3 units managed to survive it. Actually, these might have been the only 3 units. I doubt it, though. There's probably like 3 more Marines in that. Or like 2 Marines and a Marauder. I'm not sure. But that was pretty nasty. Jag just could never get his entire army together and go for an attack. Troll did a very nice job of kind of picking him apart. However, I would have preferred to see him expand a little bit more and put a little bit more money into SCVs mining this patch, or transfer SCVs from somewhere else that's like running out of money, like right here down to his 4th base, because that would have been pretty nice. And I would have liked to see that that Brokeback mining station was still on this scroll. However, it apparently is not, which is fairly depressing. And I don't like to be finalist. Actually, I'd love to be a finalist. I love to be. I'm not sure what that's actually called. I don't know. I like to call things that are over when they're over. And Troll looks like he won this one. I cannot see a conceivable way for JAG to step back into this game, considering the fact that all he has as far as units go are Ravens and Medevacs, and all he has as far as attack units go are these temporary sentry turrets and this Marine. This one buddy, actually no, he has 2 Marines. Alright, he has a shot, he has 2 Marines. And Marines, as we know from day 9 and from everything else, are pretty powerful. He might even be up to 4 Marines at this point. No, it's just the 3, as it looks like a lot of these Marines are getting sniped, along with these Vikings they're taking quite a bit of damage, but they are landing. They're going to be doing as much damage as possible to these Marauders before they die, and it looks like Troll's army is finally cleaned up. However, this force is probably the thing that's worrying our Red Terran player at this point. It's easily the most dangerous thing on the field, and I would expect a GG at any time, really any moment. A good game would be fine. You don't need to stay in games until you actually get kicked out of them. You can leave. I do believe the command is F10N, and that will actually just leave you from the game in one swift and concise moment. It looks like these sentry turrets or auto turrets actually managing to kill a couple of tanks and be cost effective. However, not quite cost effective enough, as Troll is maintaining a huge army and is just about to kill our Red Terran player with these 3 Marines. Oh, there's 1 Marine. It's gonna get picked off. All right, so he has Ravens and he has Medevacs and he has like 1 Viking, and that's kind of his entire army. And these auto turrets, despite being awesomely hilarious, are not actually good for the game in general. And it looks like they're just dying. Yeah, they're just dying. Ugh, along with plenty of Ravens. And it looks like this mad goose chase might finally be coming to a close. Maybe. Okay, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Maybe I still have a little bit longer in this game to vamp a little bit. So again, I would just like to apologize for missing a couple of weeks, because honestly, this game is going on forever. Please just end it. You're dropping mules. These mules aren't even going to be useful. You don't even have resources to repair anything. Why are you dropping mules? That doesn't make any sense. How does it even have an orbital command left? This thing should have gotten sniped like 4 hours ago. However, it looks like Mammoth Viking is going to be spending as much time as possible taking down this command center. And it looks like everything's dying. Is it finally going to be over? Are you finally going to admit defeat, JAG? You performed okay. You performed okay. So anyway, guys, if you'd like your games commentated, please send them on into boisteroussc2@gmail.com. And if you would like to watch any other games I have commentated, head on over to youtube.com/user/boisteroussc2. And I promise I'm back onto the 3-week schedule. Swear to God, I'm back onto the schedule. I'm good to go. I'm ready. I'm prepared. So tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday to watch every new game that I put out, because I'm back. I'm back in the New York groove. I got this. So anyway, guys, this is Boisterous, signing out.